Hello, everyone. It is forever lovely. And today we will talk about no longer a pawn in the daily game of the narcissist. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but a pawn is a small piece that plays in the game of chess. Now, the pawn is very small and it is the least of value. And the pawn can only do one thing, y'all. Po pitiful pawn, right? You are no longer a pawn in the game of chess, in that deadly game of chess that the narcissist played. Now, the pawn can only move forward. That is all it can do. Now, I want to look at the queen, which I will parallel it, or which I will sum it up to be who the narcissist is. The queen is always overconfident. Yeah, strategically moving the narratives around in your life, such as the narcissist did. But what they did not know that you were chosen. They did not know that you were an empath. They did not know, guys, that you was a child of God. The narcissists didn't know that. They don't know God like that. They profess that they do. You better not believe them. And another opponent in this game I would like to look at is the king. Now, the king reign. Y'all know the king reign everywhere. When the name king, hey, it reigns, okay? So, the king is always kept safe in the early parts of the game. Moving slowly, just wise. Kept safe. And somewhere in the middle part of the game, this is what happens. The king begins to surround and structure the pawns around it. And remember, the pawn can only move forward. You see, I did a video, and that video that I did, it talked about how you were changing right before the narcissist's very eyes. They couldn't even see your change. Because, you see, you was always moving forward as the pawn in the chess game. It moves forward. And that's its only job, really, is to move forward and to structure around the king and to keep the king safe. But at the end part of the game, when it's almost over, the king becomes offensive. Because you see, the king has watched. I'm using the king in metaphorically with being God. The king is offensive now because the king has watched the manipulation, the deception, and the lies, and the gaslighting of the narcissist. The king, God, he sees all things. And so what the king does at this point, the narcissist will mess with the wrong person. The king begins to promote the pawn, and it pushes it to a higher place. Oh, y'all, that blew me away. But it is so in the game of chess. You see, the narcissist thought that they had you bound. The enemy sent them to destroy you. But let me tell y'all, my brother, my sister, you are a pawn. And what a pawn does in the game of chess, it can't do nothing but move forward. So how can you lose? How can you not win? How can you not be healed when you know that you're moving forward? And you know, like this, I think the poem Footsteps. When you was lost out there and didn't know how you was going to get back, or you didn't know how you was going to get out of that thing, it was the king It was God that carried you and pushed you to a higher place so that you can overcome, be lifted, and soar. And you know what? Most of all, be empowered. This has been Forever Lovely. Please push those like buttons, leave a comment, and subscribe. And as always, y'all, it's blessings forever.